This episode of Capes and Lunatic Sidekicks is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
This is Luca Perich, and you are listening to the Capes and the Lunatic Sidekicks podcast.
I'm here for Peter.
Well, Hellfire, you come to the right place. Welcome back to the Ultimate Spider-Cast. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, is...
Hey, y'all.
See that? See how the music kicks up a notch when she shows up? Anyway. Continuing, we're almost through the ending costume saga. But today we're talking Marvel Team Up 146... Amazing Spider-Man 258 and 259. Important issues. But yes, all of this is from October, November, and December 1984. Wow, this is before Back to the Future. Good lord. Anyway, so yes. So, Little Hellfire. First up, Marvel Team Up 146, Spider-Man and Nomad.
Yeah. Alright.
Got Taskmaster.
I know.
And the glowing fist of doom.
Exactly, kid. Exactly. Enough said. All you need to know on the cover.
Oh, Lord. So, yes, title is Hero Worship.
How apropos.
Carrie Burkett, writer. Greg LaRocque, penciler. Mike Esposito, inker.
Are you just going to forget about Diana Eblers as the letterer?
No.
And George Russos as colorist? That's fine.
Oh, and, of course, we got Lilith's favorite editor.
What up, Danny? Yeah. I feel like, no offense to the writer, or like whoever organized the panels, they were just like, so you guys just, like, I don't know, the panel construction's kind of weird for me. Kind of makes the story move a little too slow. I don't know. It's just something about this issue. I'm just like, I don't know. Also, Rio Bravo, John Wayne, you know. This is an old story, folks.
Well, yeah. So, yes, I guess there's a car accident. Spider-Man shows up and starts helping pulling people to safety.
Somebody says, the way he moves, it's so creepy. Then somebody else, I think he's cute. I was like, Felicia, is that you?
Just don't take the mask off. So, yeah, as Spider-Man's helping paramedics pull people out, you see someone in the crowd saying, so that's Spider-Man. Duh.
It's his first day. It's his first day in New York. It's fine. Nothing to see here, folks. No need to put a feather in your cap.
Yeah.
So yes, but the text box tells us this is Jack Monroe, aka Nomad.
Boo!
How dare you? He was the partner to Charlie Esser's favorite Captain America.
I know. I'm sorry.
Until they went nuts, and then he got woke
As
up.
you do, man. As you do.
He got woke up in the 80s. So yes, so Spider-Man swings off, thinking
not a care in the world.
Glad he could help out. Swings into an alley, lets the suit do its thing. My luck's been so unbelievably bad. I feel like a walking jinx. Maybe it's because I've been feeling so tired lately. Or maybe it has something to do with this costume. No, kid.
Didn't Felicia tell you to go see Reed Richards like last episode? I'm pretty sure you should listen to Felicia just this one time.
Oh, we're going to get there in a few minutes.
I know. I'm just saying, it's like, I'm Peter Parker.
And now he has another problem with Mary Jane to think she's known all along that he's really Spider-Man.
Exhausted. Exactly.
Check out this month's Amazing and Spectacular. Oh, you're not going to say it?
Nope.
Okay. Thank you, Danny. And then just around the corner, we see a young kid want to, join the local gang. The Butcher Dogs.
Unless they're actually butchers, I don't care.
I just get a picture of a cartoon dog in a butcher shop. That's all I get.
Snot nose brat, yeah.
They push him down into some garbage. We got business. Oh.
Hey, what do we got here? Oh, you picked the fight with the wrong dorky looking MF.
One lone jerk wandering through our turf. They tell Peter, empty your pockets. Look, I have a switchblade. Then Pete's like, these guys are...
Oh, that's all you got in your pocket? Watch out, because this guy's packing in his pouch, if you know what I'm saying.
Hello. But Pete's like, this is a joke. How can I handle these guys without giving away my identity? Again, they don't know who you are. You're in an alley. No one knows. No one's around. Just beat the crap out of them. But then we hear, let him go. I mean, now. They look.
See, there's always someone watching in the superhero world, bro. Yep. Always.
And it's Jack Monroe. So Peter's like, all right, maybe between the two of us, I won't have to use so much super strength and make a convincing argument.
You could just lift some weights.
He can lift the car over his head, though, if he's just trying not to give away his identity.
Make himself look a little more physically intimidating. That's all I'm saying.
Where's baggy clothes, love?
He can... I would just, It's New York. There's literally a million superheroes. You'll be fine. You'll blend in. They'll just think you're Eddie Brock's cousin. It's fine.
Oh, jeez.
I need some muscle and some meat. I can't believe Ray said that. See last issue of episode of Capes and Lunatics.
Gobble gobble.
Dumb jerks, I hope you die. This freaking kid right here. Goodbye. I'd rather be dealing with Normie at this point. This kid's annoying.
The kid's like, maybe the gang saw me through that rock. Maybe they'll think I'm cool.
Yeah, you threw a rock, they're gonna let you join their gang, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. So Pete and Jack introduce themselves, and it's like, oh, here's the package you dropped, Jack. Oh, it's commercial artwork I'm delivering for an artist friend of mine. That would be Steve Rogers.
Exactly.
As he was an artist at this time.
As you do, it was the 80s. It was crazy.
Steve Rogers drew the Captain America comic for a time.
Of course he did.
Get it?
And they're gonna work that into a show, I'm sure, somehow, some way.
Literally, I think they wanted to give him like another one, like Iron Man or something. He's like, no, I want to draw Captain America. Started back then, people. Oh, of course they do Rio Bravo because Jack was around in the 50s and stuff. Yeah. Oh Lord! So Pete and Jack.
And it is not the Duke's best picture, okay? This guy has no taste.
Hey, gives him an excuse to go to a movie with Pete.
In the back row.
I don't think they're in the back row. He does have popcorn now. So they go to the movie. They come out, and that creepy kid sees them again.
So this is gonna be a thing then. Fine. They're pretty close to the back row. Is all I'm saying.
True.
Is he smoking a cigarette? Kids, you could do that back then, up until like the 90s. So.
What, in a movie theater? No, I think they were like Twizzlers or something.
That's a Twizzler. You sure it's not a doobie?
Oh Lord, it could be. I don't know. They were hard on that in the 80s, though, love.
Smoked a doobie.
Because they were looking the other way about crack, but okay.
Nailed it.
True story. Google it.
Anyway, so Pete and Jack come out of the movie. Jack's all excited about the movie, but then that same creepy kid.
He's ruining spoilers for the poor people on the streets.
And he grabbed the artwork. So Pete and Pete and Jack split up. They change into their suits. I'm like, the track one lone kid. Pete didn't want to give away his identity, but he'll put the suit on to track this kid. And both of them thinking, boy, I wonder what the other one would think if they knew they spent the afternoon with a superhero. This is only a couple issues until the final Marvel team up, so.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it went to 150, and then they started up Web of Spider-Man, which we'll get to Web of Spider-Man #1 next week.
Hooray.
How dare you. So yes,
Poor Marvel team up.
so yes, they're tracking this kid through these alleys, and then
My regular sticky web. Okay. Get along, little doggy. Get along, little doggy. I'm just like, okay, this is why you don't watch cowboy movies.
No. So yeah, so Spider-Man and Nomad are trying to explain to each other why they're there, and come on, we gotta get that package. But nearby, oh look,
You gotta be gentle with the package. Really, Philip? Come on, man.
oh, yeah,
Come on, you're killing me.
I'm sorry, that's right. Maybe I was just trying to give you a break, Lilith.
Be gentle with the package. I mean, if ever there was a perfect time to use that drop.
I mean, just listen to the love on that voice, though, too.
Be gentle with the package. Every now and then.
Hell.
So yeah, here we go with the Spidey. I got it, bro. Okay.
But hey, look, thanks to the package snatcher,
I'm hardly a helpless bystander. Are you sure?
but look, what do they run into? What does this say? Taskmaster recruitment drive?
Honestly, I like the modern update on Taskmaster.
What, the suit or?
Yeah, the suit. This one's got him looking like a He-Man reject.
Oh, we're gonna get this Taskmaster in an issue of Captain America we're covering soon.
I'm gonna call Matt Kona. Like, you owe me. Come do these issues.
Oh, how dare you?
I'm kidding.
See you later, bunkie.
Oh.
So, yeah, Taskmaster's like, here, come join my private academy and you'll make money. And all these guys are like, yeah, money.
This guy over here looking like Apocalypse's little nephew.
But yeah, because Taskmaster's like, you won't be working directly for me. After your training, you'll work for this gent over here, the Black Abbot.
Ooh. Not intimidating at all. This guy, no.
How about no?
Yeah, I know. Okay. How about this?
Exactly.
He's got red eyes. God help me, red eyes. You have shown wisdom.
Do we ever see him again? He is of little importance.
I don't think, unless I missed something, but you have shown wisdom, my sons, in answering the Taskmaster summons. Jeez.
Does he have something to do with Hydra or something?
I'm looking this up, but I mean,
that's what I vaguely remember.
I mean, it's pretty. This is pretty sad. If it's like, I'm pretty versed in Marvel, and if I don't know this guy, Greg LaRoe and Kerry Burkett created this guy, so
yeah. So we never saw them again.
Black Abbot. Oh, where was that?
Yeah, that's the only thing I really remember. Like Hydra made a deal with him or something, and that's how they rose to power or something like that.
Trying to see his first appearance, but the Black Abbot was once a month of Dakoth Kuru, a sect that had managed to use their teachings to unlock the full potential of their minds, giving them incredible mental powers.
Shouldn't he be like with Doctor Strange or whatever?
I wonder if he was like a
It sounds more Doctor Strange-ish.
I wonder if he was like a team up Marvel, just like a Marvel team up thing, because Spider-Man and the Human Torch defeated one of his apostles pretending to be the Black Abbot, and then Spider-Man and Thor defeated the true Black Abbot.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'm just wondering if he was a mainstay of Marvel team up.
After 150, we never saw him again.
Oh my lord! And I was saying Marvel. 147 and 148. So he's going to be in the next two issues of Marvel Team Up, which we're not covering either. Jeez.
I'm sure eventually we'll get it back around to it somewhere, some way.
Yeah, the footnotes: Marvel Team Up 147, 148, Captain America 394, and then the Punisher Volume 7, Number 5, and that's the last one. So I think we know what happened to the Black Abbot.
Yes.
Hello, thank you, Frank.
They're like, all right, nobody likes this guy. Kill him.
For once,
let Frank be good at his job for one damn time.
For once, the entire world thanks you, Frank Hazel.
Poor Frank.
The garbage man. So yeah, that kid shows up and he's like, "Look, I stole this package. I don't know what's in it, but hey, and what? Spider-Man was chasing you, and you probably let him right here."
Idiot. This is why we don't like snot-nosed little brats in our gang, see?
And then, yeah, Taskmaster's like, "Ooh, Spider-Man is on his way here. This could be a chance to settle an old score with him." From Marvel Team Up 103. Thank you, Danny.
Oh, God.
So Taskmaster is like, "This is time for your first lesson." Oh, and one of the gang guys is saying, "We owe the Raw Crawler 2 for the way he beat us and took on our buddy Coolbreeze."
Ooh.
Oh, this is that, from the Marvel Team Up 140. The issue before, remember we did 141? Yes.
Yep.
So Spider-Man swings in, starts getting...
Cocktail, yes! I mean, it's not a bazooka, but, it'll do with a pinch.
Yeah.
He even calls him a turkey, so you know what that means.
The big bazooka.
But trick arrows and...
What is this, a Green Arrow issue?
So Spider-Man...
Somebody get Hawkeye on the phone. This is unappreciated.
Spider-Man says, "Hawkeye's the only guy I know who does this."
Exactly.
That's when the thugs come out and try to start beating on Spider-Man.
Button it, wimp!
I just like... He's like, "Oh, hey, I recognize this gang. This is the gang Black Widow and I fought." They see...
honestly, how come nobody ships Spider-Man and Black Widow? Because, come on.
Well, Peter David did in Spider-Man Alien Reality.
Well, that doesn't count. I mean, actual, fans. Yeah. I'm kidding.
But yeah, so Taskmaster's going after Spider-Man with trick arrows, the gang's attacking him, and then Nomad's like, "Oh, I better help." Oh, Lord. Then the kid sees...
This panel looks like Pete's actually having a good time, but that might just be me.
Which panel?
The one where he's like, "Yar!" shaking and convulsing. Just saying. Look the way his legs are squinched together there. I'm just saying.
But that kid who stole the package is like, "Man, look at Nomad. He don't got no power."
Like he even knows who Nomad is. Come on.
Well, no, he doesn't even call him by name. It's like, "Hey, look at that guy. He has no powers." They're still pretty tough. I'm like, how do you know he doesn't have powers?
Because he would have used them by now.
Maybe. I mean, you could just say Spider-Man was an acrobat or something.
He's pretty strong, though. People have seen him lift cars like he's Superman.
Yeah. He's got photogenic reflexes.
I'll allow it this one time. I don't feel like getting into it, but I'll allow it.
He's probably a mutant.
No, he got hit with radioactive stuff.
Phrasing. Radioactive stuff.
Out of the pouch. Boing.
Wow, phrasing.
That's when the Black Abbot comes in and hits Spider-Man with his mental powers.
His mental bolts. Yeah, take that. Well, I mean, maybe he'll finally knock some sense into Peter, because he's been being an idiot with this stupid suit for too long. Okay, dudes, put your eyeballs back in and listen up. I'm like, what? What? Eyeballs and penises. I was waiting.
There you were.
I mean, it does look like a circle jerk. Nobody tell Rob. I'm just sitting around. Peter's all passed out. I'm just saying, man. This is how many movies that I've watched have started. Nobody tell Rob.
The Lilith Hellfire hard drive. But yeah, Black Abbot. Then this is only the beginning, my sons. You shall partake in a measure of the power.
In a measure of the power you have just witnessed. I'm like, did we really just not see anything that great? Really? Okay.
But even the gang's smart. They're like, yeah, I know this sounds great at first, but I don't want to tangle with dudes like Spider-Man.
Chickens.
No one calls me chicken. But then Black Abbot, I guess, mind whammies him. And like,
first of all, gangs that actually have a brain, I'm here for it.
yeah. And then he like disintegrates the guy.
Well, I guess everybody's gonna fall in line after that.
Finish him.
And this is why telepathy is a villain's power, and that is why Professor X is a villain.
Yeah.
Parading as a hero.
Check out Capes and Lunatics episode 156.
Or anytime we bring up X name.
Yes.
Really.
Or telepathy. And now, what, Abbot's gonna use his power on Spider-Man?
No, sorry.
Nomad's like, no! Oh wait, look, here's a handy-dandy shield just sitting here. Because Taskmaster is a big Cap fan.
I was Bucky before I was Nomad, you know! I can't.
And he's thinking it, so he's basically telling himself, you know, I was Bucky before I was Nomad. So
I'm just gonna throw this shield!
And basically, Black Abbot uses his power on himself.
Oh, God.
Burns his own arm.
Oh, there goes another arm lost for nothing. Somebody at Marvel have a fetish for like people with one arm. Is that what it is?
Winter Soldier, Cable, Black Abbot, Misty Knight. I guess, maybe.
Yeah, I'm sensing a recurring theme here.
But then Taskmaster goes after Spider-Man again. This is a little move I picked up while watching Iron Fist.
Oh, honey.
This comment did not age well.
I was just about to say that. We're going to need that drop from Diggle.
Oh, yes. Oh, you were watching season 2. Aw. Taskmaster's like, I've studied your style too. And a little Daredevil agility.
When people used to accuse Daredevil of being a Spider-Man ripoff. Nice to turn the tables a little bit. Fun fact, that's true.
Then Frank Miller got his hands on him.
Miller!
What, old Miller wasn't bad.
I know. But his tropes have outstayed they're welcome.
Yeah.
This damn kid, is he gonna die or not?
Oh, Lord. But yeah, what, Taskmaster takes off because he figured out he's not getting paid.
Well, got no skin in this game.
But then one of the building starts coming down. Or no, it's on. Did it blow? Oh no, it blew up. So Nomad has to save the kid.
Does he though?
Oh. Well, people are going to give him attitude if they find out he didn't.
How are they going to find out?
Oh, trust me, Steve Rogers will find out.
True, he is a nosy Nelly.
So yeah, for the building.
Got nothing but time, literally.
Mm-hmm. So yes, Spider-Man gets, or Nomad gets the kid out, and
he's going to use his cleaning powers.
But both, the whole building up till they get out. But then the Black Abbot and Taskmaster disappeared. But don't worry, Black Abbot will be back next issue. We won't.
And then very shortly after, we'll never ever have to see him again.
Yep. But then the Nomad's the kid's hero as he runs off with a garbage can lid.
And this is why kids are the worst. So fickle. So fickle. I don't want to be in a gang like them anymore. I want to be like you. And then he's going to see like Hawkeye and pick up archery for a week or two.
Don't judge me.
Never, Luca, never.
Luca, you never guess what Aunt Lil said about you.
I say nothing. All right, let's get to it. Next issue, Amazing Spider-Man 258.
Finally.
Well, first...
So it's like, is this the Spider-Man equivalent of Nightfall?
Oh.
No, that would be the Clone Saga.
So basically, yeah, Mary Jane's just revealed that she knows Peter's Spider-Man, so... But all in all...
I love this book, though.
Yeah.
Like, the artwork is just...
Oh, yeah.
Markedly better than Marvel team-ups.
Oh, yeah, Ron Frenz was killing it, yeah.
Yeah.
But all in all, it's been a run.
Look how crisp that is, how the colors pop.
Mm-hmm.
Pete's stupid little spit curl.
But it's been a rotten week for Peter Parker and his costume identity. He's already faced death at the hands of Silvermane.
Ooh.
Those spectacular Spider-Man 94-95 and
See
faced...
last issues for details. Thank you, Danny.
There you go. And Puma.
Puma. Better as a running shoe or a soccer shoe. Just saying.
So yeah, so Mary Jane says has to restate. I know you're Spider-Man. And Pete's like, damn Puma, why did he have to crash in here? Last episode. So
I care about you, Peter. I really do.
But she starts barging out the door. He's like, wait. She's like, wait, you're just gonna deny it?
Uh-oh. Look what just happened then.
Oh no. No, yeah, Felicia shows up. Oh, good lord. What's happening, lover? I just stopped by too. Whoops.
This is why he told you to stop coming in like this, Felicia.
Yeah. So
Jeez.
Mary Jane's like, it's true. So I should be going. And so she walks out and Kat's like, who's that? What is she doing here? Why don't you answer me?
Of course she go. She doesn't belong here.
Let her go, lover. You don't need that bimbo.
Kettle calling the cat black. Hello.
Oh. She's a friend, Cat, a friend, but you just ruined everything. Yeah, but so how many times I gotta tell you not to come through the window?
For real.
What do you think that skylight's for? You could have just told her you're in the bathroom.
Put him on the glass. Sorry.
Oh! Could have just told her you're in the bathroom for an hour. Use the skylight.
Air it out.
So Felicia gets all mad and is about to pull by Felicia and jump back out the window. And he's like, wait, no. And he webs her up and she's like, wait, you have me, but you didn't even try to stop her. Oh, Spider, I'm sorry I doubted you.
That was an accident. Maybe.
Well, yeah, because he's like, wait a minute, I didn't know I could like shoot webbing while my clothes, look like this.
Exactly. Time to go see Reed Richards, buddy.
Because even though it looks like regular clothes, it is secretly an alien black costume. Our last Marvel superhero Secret Wars reference. Maybe.
Finally, my liver can rejoice. And hey, it was on sale then, so go to the newsstands or wherever the hell you old people get your comic books from.
Thank you, Danny. So now Pete's like thinking, oh, maybe I should go see Reed Richards.
Maybe you should actually wear real clothes.
Oh, that's right, man. He's been wearing it. He's been wearing this alien as like clothes for months now.
But I do like that. You know how it's like that trope that cartoons and comic book characters never change clothes. Well, I mean that was fun though. Mm-hmm. I will say that. That's pretty cool. But meanwhile, in Hartsdale, New Mexico, see?
Yeah, Thomas Fireheart gets back. Oh, he wants information on Spider-Man. He's obsessed now.
As you do. Once you see that glorious spider booty, you are obsessed. I'm here for Peter.
Some text?
Just text at this point, to be honest.
But he's preparing for their next and final meeting. But meanwhile, back at Chelsea Street, Pete's boarding over the window. Puma crashed through.
Mrs. Muggins ain't gonna say nothing.
Maybe she don't know yet.
That nosy old broad, of course she knows. She's just gonna put a tab on his rent. That's all.
Oh, jeez. So he tries to call Mary Jane, but she's not picking up. Looks like she's packing.
I love this. Moments later, at a fashionable Upper West Side brownstone. Like, how the hell can she afford a brownstone?
Modeling?
Modeling in the 80s didn't pay that good. I'm just saying.
Oh, I thought wasn't modeling for like...
Unless you were, like, one of the, like, Super 5 or whatever. No. Mary Jane was not one of the Super 5.
Modeling wasn't, like, code for, like, stripping or something?
Yikes. That would have been a more interesting story, to be honest.
Yeah.
So she's writing a goodbye letter to Peter.
If only Frank Miller was writing Spider-Man.
That would be Sin City. I believe that's the
yeah.
we're looking for.
But she's like, oh no, she finds a picture of her sister. Oh no, I'm running out on Peter just like on my sister. Wonder what that means. Stay tuned.
Sister we don't talk about in modern era. Gil and the boys.
Yep. So, yeah, Pete takes his costume off. He's like, I don't even know what I'd say if she answered. Oh Lord, and he gets floating heads of guilt.
Take a drink at this point.
My Aunt May won't speak to me because I dropped out of graduate school. Remember that? Joe Robertson.
No one cares, bro.
Joe Robertson's hassling me at work.
Take a class. Be a better photographer.
My relationship with the black cat.
Well, that was a mistake. Like,
I did just all the villains.
yeah, you dug this hole for yourself, Peter. I mean, I can't feel bad for you, hun.
Why does everything have to be so cold?
He's a drama queen. Can we all just agree Peter's a little bit of a drama queen?
Uh-huh. And look, he falls asleep in the chair. Remember that. Because as he does...
He's about to have his way with him, yeah!
Yeah, because after he falls asleep in the chair, the suit jumps up and, takes him out for a nightly spin. Because it looks like Spider-Man's sleeping around, but he's really sleeping.
I love how they open up the mask, his eyes were asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, we couldn't have figured that one out, thanks.
Well, you got to speak to the lowest common denominator. But meanwhile, Peter's dreaming.
I think they just needed to pad out the panels, but that's just me.
Peter having his nightmare. Look, he's in high school.
Back when he was a total nerd. Look at that. That's when he was visiting radioactive science fairs right there. Nerd!
But then, yes.
His subconscious is actually on point.
Yeah, it's like the black costume is chasing him, but then the red and blue costume is...
You're tearing me apart!
No.
You know what? I'm going to make this my profile picture.
What?
You're tearing me apart. I'm going to do it right now.
Oh, nice. But then he wakes up in bed. Shouldn't that have been an alarm bell?
Chair. This symbiote suit is an idiot. No wonder it went after Brock.
I know, because Peter wakes up in bed, and he's like, wait, looks like the costume is moving.
Finally.
But then he looks out the window, sees it's late afternoon again. He's like, man, a lot of strange stuff's going on around this costume.
Is it time?
Yep. Finally, eventually, sometime later, he swings through the Baxter building.
So apropos. Oh my god, yes. The next Fantastic Four movie should be a Seinfeld parody because it makes sense. Stu can be Elaine, it's fine.
It's a movie about nothing.
All the Fantastic Four movies have been
Frank. So window opens, Spider-Man comes in, and oh look, it's Charlie's second favorite FF member, Herbert. He says, here, Mr. Fantastic and the Human Torch have already been notified. I shall escort you to them. And Pete's like freaking out. Oh, this place is awesome. I'm thinking, haven't you been here before? Amazing Spider-Man number 1.
A couple of times, right?
At least Amazing Spider-Man number 1, thank you.
Well, he was so starstruck and annoyed that they wouldn't,
Yeah. What do you mean you won't pay me? So Torch, hey, why the unexpected visit? I could use your help. And he says, my costume's been acting weird. And Reed's like, nah, no problem. I told you I'd examine it. And again, Reed's like, let me assemble the equipment. He's like, I don't want to alarm Spider-Man, but if what I suspect is true, this costume is far more than it appears to be.
Well, you need to alarm him. He's an idiot.
Yeah, but I like this montage. Has him shooting webbing. He's like, no mechanical structures. Where's that webbing coming from?
Exactly.
And it can mimic any outward appearance, and it flows on and off your body.
Pew, pew.
But then, meanwhile, across town...
It is rather rude. It's like, bro, come on. Enough with the mask. Enough with the roses.
I mean, his henchmen are probably staring because the Hobgoblin won't get off that glider even though they're inside.
What a jerk. Just an absolute jerk.
I know, you knew that thing's got to be like, yeah. Okay.
Putting out fumes and everything.
Exactly. It's like probably running your lawnmower in the house. Come on.
I love this, though. According to some very reliable witnesses, the Hobgoblin is dead. See issue number 251, by the way. Thank you, Danny.
Oh, wasn't that during our Hobgoblin month?
It was gobble
Gobble,
gobble.
gobble. Gobble, gobble.
Get it? Stay tuned this
Yeah.
Stay tuned this November for Hobgoblin second annual.
Gobble, gobble.
Followed by in December.
Gobble gobble 2, electric boogaloo.
Did I tell you what we're doing in December?
No.
It's all Sinister Six, baby. So you know what that means. Sinister Sixmas.
Oh, nice! I love it. I love it.
And
We should do a little preview in July, because get it? Sinister Sixmas in July, get it? Just a little preview.
although December will not only be Sinister Sixmas, but it'll also be our 100th episode.
Ooh, fancy.
So.
Look at Johnny.
No. I just love the rose. It's like, oh yeah, Hobgoblin's supposedly dead. How do I know you're the real guy, even though you're hanging on that stupid glider? So he calls in his men to just get decimated by the Hobgoblin.
I trust you will not object to a little. Just like, I would never be a henchman in the Marvel universe. You're better off being a henchman in like the Spawn universe, I think.
No. So yeah, I guess Hobgoblin passes the test.
Oh, can we just get back to the test though? Because
Yes.
I just love. You mean it's alive?
But I love this part. You know, it's tickling everyone's butt for Secret Wars. It's like, hey, do you ever think about the Beyonders planet? Yeah, remember that time Galactus almost stepped on us? Secret Wars.
I know.
But yeah, oh yeah, this is one of. I mean, this panel's been reprinted so many times. You are wearing a highly evolved symbiote, a sentient being which has attached itself to you both mentally and physically. You mean it's alive?
Exactly.
So Reed's like, I suggest you remove it immediately. He's like, okay, but then, hey, the suit's not coming off. Doesn't want to come off. So Reed's like, oh no, it's just as I feared. The costume is afraid of being separated. Johnny, should I try burning it off? He's like, no.
Johnny, damn little arson bug he is.
It would have worked, but yeah, like Reed says, you might scorch him. So Reed stretches his hand down a hall until he gets to his sonic blaster. And,
always a sonic blaster.
Blast the suit, it comes off, and then it's working. Oh look, the camera fell out.
Out of the pouch. Boing.
So Reed's like, get ready, Johnny. If the suit comes off, Johnny surrounds it.
Now he's in his tiny whities.
Oh, they put the suit in a burning ring of fire.
Johnny Cash reference.
I get that reference. And then Reed puts it in a little special container.
Why are you covering your face? You can't be that ugly.
He's in his tidy whities and he's covering his face. Give me a break, Torch. You may not have a secret identity, but I do. You're not going to know my identity until Dan Slott takes over.
Nice. He should have kept that suit, to be honest.
What, the symbiote?
No. It's a Fantastic Four suit.
Oh, yeah.
Just painted it red, put a little spider on it.
It's probably made of unstable molecules.
Exactly.
But yeah, Johnny's like, here, I found you an old Fantastic Four uniform, but we didn't have any masks. It gives him a paper bag over his head.
Perfect, honestly, perfect. No shoes, no nothing.
So Reed gives Spider-Man his camera back, and Johnny's like, why would Spider-Man carry a camera? He's a voyeur.
He's a selfie king. He's a narcissist.
Seriously. Oh my lord!
Danger.
Can you?
Alarm danger, bro.
I mean, can you imagine? I mean, I know Johnny was already an egomaniac, but can you imagine if this was the moment Johnny Storm was like, taking pictures of yourself. This idea has merit. I'm kidding. Like Johnny would use a big word like merit. Anyway.
At Nightwing PDP, y'all. At Nightwing PDP.
Oh, please. Who's ever accused Johnny Storm of being smart? Come on. So yeah, Johnny takes, he flies him out some rooftop, and he's like, you can make it home from here. And Pete's like, I'll manage. Because he tells him, you can have the costume. I don't want to see that thing again. Then he's like jumping home, and he's like, a symbiote? What could it have been feeding off of? Glandular secretion? fat cells, bodily wastes. Maybe that's why I've been so tired lately. Duh. But yeah, like you said, the spider sense starts going off. I think I hear gunshots. What does this say? I don't know what. They're trying to rob the liquor store, I guess, because they're standing in front of the liquor store. So the one guy's like, I grabs a woman. He's like, I got a hostage. Nothing can stop us now. Until Spider-Man jumps down and basically punches and kicks like 3 guys at once. Trying to make this short and sweet. A cop's been shot. And then he's having trouble keeping the bag on his head. But he takes down the goons, saves the hostage, but then a bunch of reporters show up and they're like, Who are you? Why are you wearing that old Fantastic Four outfit? Is this some sort of superhero initiation prank?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, they all get in his face. So Peter, oh wow, he made a 25-foot leap straight up. Because now we can see a kick me sign on his back. Why me? And he's like, I can't believe everything that happened in the last 24 hours. Mary Jane announced she knows I'm Spider-Man. I've been arguing with the Black Cat and a real doozy of a nightmare. And now do I know the costume was alive? And I'm the butt of one of the Human Torch's sick pranks. What more could go wrong? That's when it starts snowing in the middle of summer.
Just another day in the life of Peter Parker, to be honest.
But why is it snowing? Check out 349 if you're interested.
Thank you, Danny.
Some jerk off there. Okay.
I like how they like to have a little continuity every now and then.
Yes, that was nice back then. They actually had continuity. Gotta push some units. But yeah, Peter sees himself.
These old web shooters are in a sorry state.
Yeah, he's watching the news of his, his superhero initiation prank, and he says he bought his old suit and get some web shooters back in working order. That's when Mary Jane shows up. And
she's not looking the best, by the way.
She's like, you see the weird weather outside? And I'm sorry. I ran out on you yesterday, but I think it's time we had to talk.
Here we go, guys.
Yes, next issue. But yeah, all of that last page. The suit's just hammering at the containment cell, and it's just like, it assesses his current situation and begins to plan to hate, to hunger for revenge. Now it just needs a dumb meathead. Then his plan will be complete.
It's going to be a busy issue. I need some muscle and some meat. And a little dash of tragic backstory for the lulz.
Oh, yes. All right, our final issue of the episode, Amazing 259. So, yes, Pete and Mary Jane, what is that, Central Park? They're in a park, but I don't know which park that is. Does New York have a park besides Central Park?
I mean, that's the biggest, but they're covered in parks.
Oh,
so.
okay. But again, we get the editor's note that, after I told you I knew you were Spider-Man.
The original is back, baby.
Yeah. Get that at the end. But yeah, this one's mostly just like Mary Jane's backstory,
Yeah, it's like, did we really need that? Can't she just sit still and look pretty? Be barefoot in the kitchen with kids? Like, can she just do that?
Oh, damn. That's at Lilith Hellfire.
Hashtag sarcasm for the win.
Sure, Lilith Hellfire. We know how you feel about women.
Duh.
Oh,
look at these nice little booty shorts and a hoodie she's got on, by the way.
How's she steal your look?
I would never.
But yeah, she explains to Peter how when her parents got married, and the dad.
She is flaky AF, though. I agree.
And the father was like a failed writer.
Is there any other kind? Like, honest. Can we be honest?
Stephen King would like to have a word with you.
I mean, it takes a lot, it takes a lot to be a successful artist, especially a writer. So a lot of people are selling their souls to the devil. Looking at you, Alan Moore.
So the dad began switching jobs. They kept moving. Oh yeah, he worked at a college. And then, the way to Mary Jane became a class clown to make new friends every time. But her sister wanted to be a dancer.
What kind of dancer?
So yeah, the home situation just got worse and worse. Dad, I never wanted a house and children. He smacks the sister.
I agree. Can't you keep those kids quiet?
So Mary Jane's was always out of the house, and then I guess while the dad was getting an award, they slip out of the house and leave.
Hey, her sister's little dance montage. I just kept thinking she's a maniac.
Fame! I wanna live.
Nice.
But yeah, so I guess they go to stay with various different relatives, and then oh look,
is that where the aunt comes in?
Well, yeah, they finally show her with Aunt Anna, who introduces her to May Parker. She has a nephew who's only a year older than you. There's Mr. Bookworm again. Do you remember how our aunts were always trying to get us together? Do you, Peter?
Because we sure do.
Face it, Tiger. Remember that jackpot?
Foolish boy. Alex told you had a great personality. Wow, he actually admits it.
And you know what
whoa.
And you know what that means.
Okay, Peter is a quote-unquote nice guy. Where's his fedora? Where is his fedora?
What? Fedora?
You know, neck beards and fedoras.
Oh, okay. But then elsewhere at that very moment, they got a casino set up in a old train.
As you do, man. Man, come on. New York's been hipster since before hipsters knew what hipster was.
I guess maybe the rent's cheap, but yeah, the Hobgoblin comes in. I'm afraid you'll have to postpone tonight. Oh, hi, Roderick. The police may not be aware of this sweet setup, but nothing escapes the notice of Hobgoblin.
You gotta be nuts. I'm already kicking into the Kingpin's coffers.
Mm-hmm. Because the Hobgoblin wants 10%. Why shouldn't... Think of the alternative. You cater to a very exclusive clientele. How long will they continue to patronize you if I begin to make life unpleasant for them and you?
This is the kind of criminal activity I can get behind. Terrorizing other criminals. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. So, yeah, Hobgoblin takes off and says, better think about it. And I'll meet Mary Jane still going on with her story, moving in with more relatives. Her sister meets a guy, the school football star.
Never ends good. National Honor Society.
And they're going to get married as soon as they finish high school. Mary Jane's in the drama department.
Of course she is.
Drama queen.
That's right.
So yeah, her sister gets married.
Here I am, Tiger. Really? I don't think that's what Shakespeare had in mind.
But yeah, the sister gets married. They move away. Then they come back because their first kid is born. But yeah, they're still in college and they're having babies.
Babies having babies.
So here, Mary Jane grabs some Italian ice. But then, in the back room of some store,
phrasing?
What? Back room? Oh, okay. I get ya.
Oh, I get it. And the back. Party in the front and the back. His name is Hobgoblin.
Like I said, what is this? Way off track betting?
I believe that's what the internet is for now.
What? Yes.
I could not relate to this part of the story at all.
So Hobgoblin's terrorizing them now. Tears through all the goons. That tells this guy he's paying up now too. For now.
I love it. Save your money, gentlemen. There will only be one winner today.
That'll be Hobgoblin.
Gobble, gobble.
Whoa.
Gobble, gobble.
Son, tell you. That's not stereotypical at all, is it?
This is the back of a butcher shop. So Mary Jane's still telling Peter the story. So basically, her sister and the husband are having problems. Then they have another kid, but then the husband moves out. And then their mom dies.
Oof.
Yeah. So Mary Jane has to get a job. But then Mary Jane and the sister are like, So, her sister's like, we can make this work. And Mary Jane's like, no, you wanted kids. You wanted all this. That's not my problem.
Just vicious cycles that these women, that the Watson women are repeating. It's kind of sad.
And she runs away from her sister. Which, whatever happened to her sister? Oh, we'll get to that next month.
It's fine.
What? We will travel to that magical land known as Pittsburgh.
I know.
Mary Jane, and in one way or another, have been running ever since.
Almost 4 years.
She doesn't want to talk.
Terrible sister, really. Terrible person, honestly. You should be crying.
She doesn't want to
be
talk.
ashamed of yourself.
She doesn't want to talk to me, and I don't blame her.
Oh, there's the Aunt May guilt head.
Yep, she's like, Aunt May told me and Mary Jane had a lot in common once. We've both lost so much. Aunt May, I've even lost her recently.
Well, I mean, she's still alive miraculously. She's like 92 and a half. Fuck infinity.
Until that Mephisto de-aging. Come to the Mephisto Youth Come to the Mephisto Youth Spa.
Unless you're Otto, then that's not gonna work out for you.
And Peter's still thinking about lying to Mary Jane. He's like, how can I do that when she just told me everything?
See, he's a jerk, bro. Just a jerk.
I know your greatest secret now. You know all of mine. I didn't mean to tell you I knew you were Spider-Man. I knew you'd react this way. In fact, I almost ran out again.
Oh, Peter. You can be such a cornball.
But I can't. I couldn't run out on you. I care about you. I really do.
Hey, what's going to happen to us now? Who knows?
Boy, look at... I don't know.
Maybe we should just take it one day at a time, or maybe one more day.
Oh!
Boom! Right in the gut.
But how shallow does she come off of? I mean, she's already turned him... Like, he proposed to her, at least once already. She turned him down, but now she's all interested because she knows he's Spider-Man.
She got a little bit of that Felicia Hardy going on. Meanwhile, at the Baxter Building.
She-Hulk. Yeah, because remember...
Who wrote this? John Byrne?
Oh, yeah, She-Hulk, because she took Ben Grimm's place.
Yeah, as you do.
So Reed's telling her about the Spider-Man's alien costume. You may not recognize it in this form, but it's this Spider-Man brought it back with him from the Beyonders planet.
Hey, see Marvel Superhero Secret Wars Limited Series for details.
Okay, that's our last Secret Wars drop thing.
Are you sure? I feel like there's one more lurking. And my liver just can't take it.
In this issue, at least, I think. So yeah, he's telling her about last issue. She-Hulk. Woo, I used to think it looked sexy on him.
As related last issue, Danny again. See, I told you!
But yeah. Well, yeah, but it wasn't a Secret Wars mention. But
just really.
Yeah, Reed's trying to communicate with it, and he's like, it used to respond to Spider-Man's thoughts. That could imply a certain level of intelligence. She-Hulk, give me a break. Next you'll be telling me that's capable of feeling emotions like love and hate.
Definitely feels hate.
See, the suit, man, it gets rejected by Peter, and who's the rebound guy? Not Musclehead Brock.
As you do.
Ass Lilith.
Back to the rose with his...
Roses?
Hobgoblin.
I know. He's like, you've done well, my friend. Within a few weeks, we will control all major
gambling. Why is he showing that terrible picture? Like, that's how crazy his hair looks. Like, can you see that? What is that? That is a choice.
White man cornrows.
And waves and I don't know.
Well, yeah, because Hobgoblin's like, you know what? Yeah, I got all the gambling under your control now, so you're going to help me with a little thing. I need you to bring these people.
This is Harry Osborn.
Which I believe we also which next issue I believe we already covered in our Hobgobble Gobble month. Well, our first annual Hobgobble Gobble month.
Gobble gobble.
You know we're gonna have to do Hobgobble Gobble month every year, right? Just so we can use this.
Gobble gobble.
Poor Ray.
Gobble gobble.
I didn't have his shekels.
He's part of the team now. Hey, Matt Kona bought some Into the Night shirts, okay? He's covered.
I should get myself one too.
Oh, maybe Ray will put it up on the Facebook page. Ask them if they have tank tops.
That would be messed up. Get him with tank top like with his own logo for Christmas. Because they can't wear tank tops in Christmas in Australia.
Lilith's podcasting has gone up 200%. What's going on?
Oh, Hobgoblin's in the news, guys.
Yeah, because Pete gets home. Oh, look, there's Miss Muggins checking him out, walking up the steps.
Miss Muggins.
But again, yeah, the Hobgoblin's been sighted. Pete's like, the Hobgoblin.
You better fix that window, jerk.
But yeah, the Hobgoblin, again, I thought he was dead. Amazing 251.
Thank you, Danny. I didn't forget that.
But yeah, Pete runs up to get the old costume.
Oh, all of a sudden we want the old costume now, do we?
Wow.
Just put that Fantastic Four and paper bag back on your head.
Oh, jeez. But yeah, Spider Signal, King of the Selfies camera, and old web shooters.
My automatic camera's loaded with fresh film. See, that's his problem. He's using an automatic. He's using a point and shoot. He should be using like a Nikon or a Canon with a nice telescopic lens.
How much money do you think he has?
Well, he's not going to have a job much longer if he keeps using crappy quality. Just saying.
How about new?
If you're going to be an artist, invest in your tools.
You got to invest in web fluid. How is he going to...
Well, he better ask Richards for some money.
Oh.
Make a patent. Do something.
He did in Amazing Spider-Man #1, and they turned him down, remember?
You could ask him for a loan now. Surely they're better friends.
I don't know about that. Don't call me Shirley. But yeah, he's like, the Hobgoblin's always managed to fight me to a standstill, but not this time.
Sure, buddy.
Trying to be all badass, climbing up the wall of his bathroom.
He's not getting away from me again.
When I'm finished with him, the Hobgoblin's going to know he's been beaten. He's going to know what it means to face the power of Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
This last page is just so great because I'm laughing too, much like the Hobgoblin is laughing.
But yeah.
Oh,
Peter. Let me see. Try to find our episode number. Yes, we did cover the next part. What is that? Amazing 260 and 261.
Yep.
For our Hobgobble month, as we said. Yes. That was episode 46. Scroll down.
Way down.
It was like November of last year, so scroll down. Alrighty, Lil. So what did you think?
I mean, it holds up. It's good to see the old two back. Like, I was getting antsy. Like, as much as I love the alien costume, it was just like, you knew it wasn't gonna last.
Yeah.
It was just so many little subtle clues. But I do like what happens to the suit afterwards and stuff. You know what I mean? I think that was just great.
Yeah. Definitely.
But I'm a classic red and blue girl, so, you know.
Although we kind of get a version of the black suit coming up because, you know, Black Cat makes a cloth version.
Yeah. She's like, I liked it. We matched. She was one of those girls. We got a match.
So, yeah.
Good solid story. You definitely, if you're a Spider-Man fan, have to have this in your floppies.
Yes, and they've collected this a bunch of times, so.
So many times. I personally, I know everybody can't, like, have the, like, single issues and trades are great or whatever, but personally, I have them all. I made an effort. So. I
mean, they've collected these in trades. Marvel Tales even reprinted these. I mean, there's so many ways you can get these, even if you don't want to spend the buku bucks for the originals. So.
Can I? No.
So, anything else on these?
No, not at all. Good fun story.
Yes. And next episode will be our final part of the Alien Costume Saga from Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man number 100 and Web of Spider-Man number 1. So, wonder what happens there.
A lot.
Oh. Web of Spider-Man #1 is the church. Yes, I'm ready. All right.
That was funny.
All right. Oh, and remember, this episode will be the last one where you have the feedback from Mr. Ron Frenz, so stay tuned after the thwip. So, send your...
That's what he did.
Hey-oh!
This is Wayne's World?
Anyway, so send your thoughts on anything we've covered or the upcoming, Spectacular Spider-Man 100 and Web #1. And then in June, we're going to be covering the lead up to the marriage. Remember, Spider-Man used to be married, remember?
Because we sure haven't forgotten.
Nope. Never
Now
forget.
they're just living in sin.
Never forgive, never forget. Anyway, so email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com, Ray. Or call the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember to follow Ultimate Spider-Cast on Facebook, on Twitter. Follow everything, the YouTube channel. I was going to say you can see me, you can't see Lilith. But follow the YouTube channel. Find everything all in one convenient place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/capesandlunatics. And remember to support the sponsors, Tweaked Audio, Hunt a Killer, Pod Life the Book, now in digital and paperback. And remember, when you go in to buy floppies or toilet paper or whatever, and you go on Amazon, use the Southgate Media Group link for Amazon. And help support the show, help support the network, and help support Master Doom, Rob Southgate.
Go back and look at my history, and you will find out I am right so much more often than I'm wrong. Mark my words.
Lilith Hellfire.
If you nerds want to hang out with me on the internet, you can find me on Twitter @Lilith Hellfire or on Instagram with the cool kids @Lilith Hellfire 69.
Am I supposed to get my medicine soon?
Glug glug.
Gobble gobble.
Anyway. So yes, join us next time. Remember, Spectacular 100 and Web #1. How did that caution get the bra? We're going to find out. What happened to Spider-Man in the podcast? We'll find out. He can sit around the house and sit around the hose. But until then, swing all pack.
We had some long conversations about who Mary Jane was as a character and how best to explain her flightiness without, because generally a guy like Pete is not going to be attracted to a woman who's just flighty.
Yes.
Obviously, he was picking up something in Mary Jane because there was a lot of real to Mary Jane. If you read those stories by Jerry Conway and Ross Andrew, there was a lot of real to Mary Jane. A lot of really good characteristics, and yes, she would go off on tangents and she would try to make him jealous, but she was always kind of coming back around to, that was stupid, I'm sorry, And so Tom and I both liked her as a character.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to explain why we liked her, that she wasn't just this vapid, empty-headed party girl, because that's not how we saw her either. So it became an issue of kind of exploring that and hoping to explain her character a little bit more, which is what we did.
But I mean, I love that I love that whole thing because I love that marriage. I mean, we know they've retconned the marriage, but it's been 30 some years. That's still canon. They never retconned that.
Very much so. We never intended for it to lead to marriage. We never intended for it to lead anywhere other than our thinking at the time was in that scene where after she tells him about her past and they're talking in Central Park and they basically decide to be friends, to be best friends.
Yes.
And recognizing the fact that they do have this bond and that they finally have been incredibly honest with each other and that was going to deepen their friendship. And if it led, the most we ever talked about was the possibility of taking them to the edge of marriage and having Pete left at the altar.
Oh.
And that basically came around because one of the ways you write Spider-Man stories is you make a list of all the crappy things that can happen to a human being. You cross off the ones that have already been done, and the ones that are left could be Spider-Man stories.
Yes.
That kind of thing. So we were exploring through the untold story of Mary Jane Watson, we had explored her relationship with her sister and how problematic it was. And so there was what our overall plan, what our long-range plan was that we never got to, was that Pete and Mary Jane were going to plan to get married. But Mary Jane was very ambivalent about it and frankly scared to marry Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And at around the same time the marriage was happening, her sister got in touch with her.
Yes.
And was offering her a chance to reconcile and to bring the Watson family back together. And she used that as an excuse to skip town.
Oh yeah, I mean I know you didn't pencil that one, Ron, but I mean
no.
you remember where they had to come? Pittsburgh.
Well, yeah, we weren't planning on her being in Pittsburgh. We were planning on her being a dancer out in Los Angeles, to tell you the truth.
Oh really?
But yeah, so what Michelini did with it was very different than what we were planning at the time. And the marriage thing just got. I mean, that was all around the same time that we were fired anyway. But the marriage thing was, that got taken away from anybody on the Spider-Man books. That was all decided on by Jim Shooter because Stan was going to do it in the newspaper strip.
Yes.
So yeah, that was nobody's plan that was actually working on the Spider-Man books at the time. That was more of a higher level corporate decision. And I was offered the chance to pencil that.
Oh.
And turned it down. So.
Oh, that would be, Ron Frenz penciling Pittsburgh. That would have been good.
Well, no, not the Pittsburgh stuff. The actual wedding issue.
Oh, the actual wedding. Oh.
Yeah. I was offered the wedding issue after Sal Buscema fell out of the project. And but after a long conversation with DeFalco and everything, I kind of decided against it, and it ended up going to Paul Ryan. So
yeah.
But I missed my opportunity to be inked by Vince Colletta too. I was always curious to be inked by Vinny, more on Thor than on Spider-Man. But
yeah,
I never did get a chance to work with him. So, but yeah, it was a lot of stuff towards the end there got very confused and very weird. And anytime you have a character like Spider-Man, it's such a corporate success.
Mm-hmm.
You're not the only ones who are making decisions about what happens to him next. The big bosses get involved in decisions like that, and that's fair.
And
the company has to take responsibility.
And was the wedding stuff? Was it kind of rushed? Was it something like, Stan's doing it in this strip, we have to get this done in however many months?
I don't remember what the time frame was, but I do remember that it had to be dealt with fairly quickly in the regular comic to make it work. I believe Dave Michelini was still writing the book at the time. I'm not sure.
I think so.
But they had to do some pretty fast thinking, and I believe that's one of the reasons why they kind of had Mary Jane go to Pittsburgh and meet with her sister and kind of get all of that straightened out to kind of put her in a headspace where she could consider marriage, because I believe it was under Jerry Conway, Pete had proposed and Mary Jane had turned him down.
Yeah.
So there was some history there. There was, it wasn't like you had to completely rewrite the characters to get them where you needed them to be or anything, but they definitely had to, do some specific stories to set it up for it to happen when it did. Yes. So, and some of that was kind of reverse engineered, but again, when you're working on a character as high profile as Spider-Man, that's going to happen from time to time.
Oh yeah, but the big Mary Jane issue. I mean, it was mostly Mary Jane. Peter didn't even suit up to the last 2 pages or something. That
was him getting back into red and blues.
Man. Oh yeah.
That was a very interesting issue because I went to the Ditko 9-panel pages and stuff because a lot of it was pedestrian Mary Jane's tragic past stuff, which doesn't really require half splash pages or anything. Nothing was blowing up and walls weren't being destroyed or anything. It was just heartbreaking interpersonal stuff. And but yeah, it worked. I believe Tom also was cutting back and forth with Hobgoblin.
Yes.
Attacking different gangster hangouts and stuff, trying to consolidate his power base and everything. So, we were cutting to Central Park and Mary Jane's tragic story. Then we were cutting to the Hobgoblin doing Hobgoblin stuff, and then we had that final scene where Pete gets back to his apartment, and sees that the Hobgoblin's been active again, and puts back on the red and blues and heads out for a couple issues of hoo-ha action, as Tom DeFalco would put it.
Were you like, yes, I get to draw the red and blues again?
Oh man, the red and blues, that was great. Anytime I got to, during the black costume stuff, anytime I got to throw in a
flashback.
A flashback or him imagining, anytime Tom even suggested that in a panel he was going to be thinking about the red and blue suit, I got to do a shot of the red and blue suit. And I was like, yay! So.
Well, then,
I can't deny it was a lot of fun to finally get to do the red and blues.
Yeah, but then, the one we kind of skipped over, Amazing 258, when he goes to the Fantastic Four. I mean, you guys kind of had that dream sequence where the black suit's fighting the red and blue suit.
Right. That was, I thought it paid off really well.
Oh, yeah.
I enjoyed doing Reed and Johnny in the burned black suits. And I that whole sequence where they're doing the testing and he finds out. I thought that played off well. And of course, that was also the debut of the bombastic Bagman,
yes,
as he has come to be known. What we originally called him the unknown superhero because he was based on the old unknown comic from the Gong Show with the paper bag over his head. But yeah, he is that's a character. We were talking about Puma and Black Fox and Silver Sable. The fact that Bagman is still a thing.
Oh yeah,
and that he's been an action figure, and that he's been in video games,
yes,
as a skin in video games and stuff, is just that's just incredible to me. We never in a million years would have expected that he would, that sequence might be used in a cartoon or a video game or anything like that. So, silliness. It was just us having fun. Johnny pulling a dirty trick on Pete.
I mean, you always question me when I say, you're one of the big time players, but it's like when your stuff gets into like other, forms of media, it's like, come on.
Well, like I said, it's very flattering the fact that the fact that we were really on the book originally for 2.5 years, and yet we were able to make an impact by creating new characters and everything. Believe me, I appreciate it. I'm very proud of our run and the fact that we contributed. Mostly we just kept the wheel spinning, but the fact that we contributed some new concepts and new ideas and new characters, I'm very proud of that. I look back on, some of the artwork. I wish I could take another shot at it because I'd like to think I've improved, but there's nothing in there that I would apologize for because it was Tom and I becoming a real solid team as well, and I love that character. I mean, by the time what happened, and we were fired by Jim Owsley, it broke my heart. I mean, it was awful in every way you could imagine.
I remember the first time I read that Alien Costume Saga. It was in trade. I got it as a kid. I could not put it down, Ron, until I finished from cover to cover. I mean, I think I went out that day at the dinner with my parents. I had the book in one hand. I had food in the other hand. I could not put this book down.
Well, that's very flattering because that's anytime you're telling a story, you'd like to be able to think that you're telling it well enough that people can't put it down. So
yeah.
That's very nice to hear. Yeah. I hope your parents weren't too pissed off at you.
Oh, no. It's like, hey, he's reading.
Better than a phone anyway.
Exactly. Okay. What was like your favorite moment from that era, from that whole black suit era?
Oh, Phil, I'd be hard pressed.
There's not like, or like your favorite, like their favorite issue.
I'll tell you what
to
I'm
draw.
going to do. I will pick one, but it's not just because it's like the best Spider-Man moment, or because it's not. It's a quiet Pete moment, but it's one of the first times, as I said, Tom and I were still getting familiar with each other. We were still getting to know each other as a creative team.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the first scenes that I plotted myself, that basically I got the plot from Tom, and in fact it was the lead-in to the walk in Central Park with Mary Jane. Okay? But in the original plot, it basically just said Mary Jane, finally gets around to asking, it's funny, I never found out, I never heard how you became Spider-Man. I still don't know how you became Spider-Man. And Pete tells her.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an anniversary issue. Was it 275 maybe?
Maybe.
Where we then we reprinted the original Stan Lee, Steve Ditko Spider-Man origin. But what ended up, as I read the plot, I said, okay, she asks, but my feeling was Pete would have a reaction to this, okay? Because it's been several issues since she announced that she knew he was Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And she's only now getting around to asking, how'd you become Spider-Man? And my feeling was that Pete would be very aware of that time lapse.
Yes.
It's like, okay, she knows I'm Spider-Man, but she's avoiding me. She's not curious. She's avoiding me. She's, this has freaked her out, and okay, I can understand that to a certain degree, but for me, it was one of these situations where I think Pete lives a fairly lonely life. Even once he's married to Mary Jane and everything, you can't, how do you talk to somebody about being Spider-Man? And how do you get somebody to understand that it all has to do with screwing up and Uncle Ben getting killed?
Yeah.
I mean, he's constantly dealing with that to one degree or another. And that's something that you can tell somebody who loves you dearly about that, but that's still not the same thing.
Yeah.
You're still alone in that feeling. So I tend to think that there's a lot of, loneliness to Pete being Spider-Man.
Yes.
So I kind of wanted to communicate that. I wanted Mary Jane to have to work for that moment that, that Pete says, you didn't want to know. You never asked.
Yeah.
You didn't want to know. I get it. Fine. And he walks away from Mary Jane, and then she comes up to him on the subway platform and takes his hand and says, "You're right. I'm asking now." And just that moment, that moment between the characters, was one of the first things that I ever contributed to a Spider-Man story, besides the drawings. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And Tom liked it. He liked the idea. He thought it was insightful and worked. And he said, "Do it." So I did it, and we even got the quiet moments in there with a couple of panels with no talking. So that scene in whatever issue it is, 275, I would have to say that scene means a lot to me, because it was a major contribution. I felt it was a major contribution to the character of Pete, and it was my first. So there you go.
And that's why you're the A-team, because you guys got the back and forth.
And then I could also just list all the other times I got to draw Peter Parker and all the other wonderful stories I got to be a part of, like Hobgoblin Lives and Spider-Girl and
oh, yes.
on and on and on and on and on. I have been very blessed as a Spider-Man fan to be as involved with the character over the last 40 years as I have been. I do not take it for granted. It means the world to me that I have contributed in any way to the character. So,
all right. Well, I'm gonna leave that there. I mean, that's a beautiful end. That's a beautiful ending. But all right. But again, thank you again for speaking to me again.
I enjoy talking to you, and I appreciate the fact that you guys are out there doing these podcasts and keeping this material alive and keeping it in front of people. That's terrific. Storytellers want their stories to be told. Anytime we can get a group of people together and say, "Have you tried this one?" and have them hopefully enjoy it as well. As that's why we do it. So
I
thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, I told you you and Tom stuff. I mean, Thor and Spider-Girl, I love it, but it's like Spider-Man is like the first thing I discovered you on. I love the character. I love the stuff you guys do on it. It's done with it. And
no, I've often wondered if Tom and I had first teamed up on a different character, if we would have connected the same way. I'd like to think we would have. But, I mean, there was definitely a very deep connection with, him loving the character and my love for the character really helping us to kind of gel as a team. So, that's always going to be incredibly special for both of us. And it managed to translate into Thor. And for us, Spider-Girl was just an extension of what we had done on Spider-Man. I never felt like we were still doing the same kinds of stories. And when we did the very first Spider-Girl story, it just felt like we were doing a reunion, like we were coming back to Pete and Mary Jane after 16 years and checking in with them, and I think that's one of the things that helped that stand out as a what if story is that Tom and I had such a personal connection with the character and we were playing into that in that story. And I think that's one of the reasons why people noticed it. We ended up getting years of Spider-Girl material from it,
Oh, yeah.
All right, man. Thank you very much.
Hey, but before you go, again, tell everyone what you're working on now.
Well, it would be the same answer I gave you the last time. I'm still working on the Blue Baron for Sid Comics. If Marvel calls, be happy to work on stuff for Marvel. We did that 10-page Spider-Man story.
Yes.
Not too long ago for the 80th anniversary. That ran in what was it called? Spider-Man.
What was
it? It was the Sensational Spider-Man something.
Yes, yeah.
And we did that. We did a 10-page Thunderstrike story for Thor the Worthy, and so anytime Marvel is offering us stuff, we will be happy to do it. But mostly, I'm working on Blue Baron for Sid Comics and doing commissions through CatskillComics.com. So. But that's more than enough for one guy, believe me.
And I see there's like a few local shows coming up. Are you making any appearances at any of these shows?
I do the Pittsburgh show every year. I don't know when it's falling. I think it's usually in May sometime.
Okay.
I'm actually doing a Heroes Con in June with DeFalco, so that should be fun because I really don't do a lot of shows anymore. But and I usually do a show in Akron that I've enjoyed over the last several years. It's under new management now, but it seems to be doing okay. So as long as they ask me to, it's an easy drive for me. So as long as they ask me, I'll keep doing it. So but yeah, it's believe me, it's amazing to me that I'm still getting paid to draw superheroes. So I'm the luckiest guy in the world. Believe me.
So the May's the local show. I was gonna say one of these days I'm gonna have to meet you again at a con.
Yeah, you have to look it up online. It's the Three Rivers Con.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's a good show. They've only been doing it for a few years now, but it's a terrific show, and it's almost all comics. They don't bring in media guests and stuff. There's another show here in town that does all that stuff.
Yeah.
But Three Rivers is mostly comics, and again, as long as they ask me to show up, I'll keep coming to that one because it's 10 minutes away from me. So
nice.
All right.
Thank you, sir. Once again.
Bill, you take care of yourself, man.
Hey, you too.
Good work.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Great run, Frenz, everyone. Go pick up his work. Like I said, it had a big impact on my life, and I know if you're a big Spider-Man fan, and would have a big impact on yours. So hope you enjoyed the issues, and I hope you enjoyed these behind-the-scenes takes with Mr. Ron Frenz. All right, everyone. Until next time, swing on back.